top of the B. So we never want it to sink to the bottom. We want it to always sit right there at the top. So the violin neck will go between the base of the first finger and your thumb, just right across like that. Make sense? All right, so don't grab the violin yet. Let's get it in its spot, turn your head, good. And your thumb's gonna just gently touch and touch. And that space underneath where it's open is what I want. Now these tapes are all on your D string, so we're gonna kind of ignore them, but in about the same place, we're gonna just set up number one. And then what I want you to do is I want you to think about that hook, and then I'm gonna pull the weight into your finger. Good. So it's not so much a squeeze right here with your thumb as much as it is I made a hook and my first finger's hanging from the string. So imagine this is a long candy cane right there, right? So it starts here and it goes down your hand and it's, there you go, hooked and hanging. All right, now let's add that finger. Now, candy cane, long, hooked and hanging. Good. Add your third finger. And it's a candy cane, long. And if you need more weight, then you just hang heavier. Good. And while you're doing this, your dad can hold the scroll up. And that way, this arm can really feel like it wants to hang without having to squeeze with your thumb. Good. Go ahead and pick it all up. Shake it out. Good. Get that hand off of there. And let's set it up one more time. You need to redo this part for a second. Let's do it once more. And then you can decide if you want to put your bow together with it once. But let's do it once more without it first. All right, turn your feet a little more. Good. And head towards me. Good. Thumb touch. Good. You got your space open. All right, one. Good. Two. Looks good. Three. And make sure that's still that shape. Good. And nice, Aidan. Good for you. All right, lift them all up. You want to try it with the bow? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a song called the Monkey Song. It starts with A, we're gonna use this rhythm. And we're just gonna walk up our fingers. So we go open A. Then we set up our first finger, make it a hook. Second finger, hook and hang. Third finger, hook and hang. And then we just go back down. What we just did, because the bow and the fingers are constantly taking turns. See that? So the bow goes, and then it just sits there while I get the finger ready. Finger goes, sits there, finger ready, finger ready. Okay, like so. So make your bow hand first. Take your time. So one of the reasons why I like to go slow at the beginning, and by slow I mean like I might work on bow holds for a month before we put things together. I'm going through things kind of fast with you, but when you're practicing, take time to do all your steps, okay? Because the getting ready is probably more important than the playing right now. All of that prep. All right, so turn your feet so that you're facing the door. Step them apart a little. And turn, good, and bring your hand up so your thumb touches, one across, good, no fingers yet, so start with open A, so bring your bow into the A string, good, and remember what it felt like to just do, stop, ready, wait, ready, play, good, and now first finger on A string, and before you play, feel it hang, ready, play. Go ahead and do it again. I'm gonna help add some weight to your finger. Good, second finger. And then to make it strong enough, you're gonna just really hang your arm. Nice one, and third finger. Good, put right next to two. Good, open and hang, good. And three again. Oh, that one goes twice, ready, play. Lift your three, ready, play. Lift your two, ready, play. And lift your one, ready, play. All right, you got it. Does that feel pretty cool? All right, so that's a ton for him to practice. You can put all that together. So a little feedback on violin. you probably are gonna want to take it to a shop and get the bridge cut and maybe the nut, because these strings are super duper high.
Okay.
Like it's really, I mean, for me, it feels strange, like holding them all the way down.
Okay.
Because, and if you look at, like if you were to look at Abby's and look at the distance, like between the strings and the fingerboard, I mean, not that he's playing up here.
Well, when he got,
But-
if he were to play up there, he'd have really hard.
Yeah, you
position.
see how hard that is to get those down. So this is too high, and maybe even the nut is too high. I'm not sure. You could ask my sister, and she could look at the nut and tell you if that would need cutting
Okay.
down too. But definitely the bridge is needs to be cut down. And I mean, it's not. I don't think a super big adjustment to make, but. He was getting it, but that's why I was helping add weight to those fingers, because I was like, especially the first finger. And so if you hear him tonight and he's playing an Aidan, if it's feeling like it's hard to get that sound on first finger, you can just help him to put that into there. But if he's like complaining, like my fingers feel like they've got like these slits through them, a little bit of that is because the strings are super high on there. Okay. All right. Cool. So that's something good to practice. Now you can play a song for your sister tonight. What do you think? Is she going to be excited? You can ask her if she remembers the monkey song. I don't know if she learned that or not.
She didn't do the monkey songs.
Like a pre-twinkle song. All right. There you go, sir. Here, you can put all this away.
Now we got to keep reviewing all the stuff we already started.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing at the beginning, with especially, being 11, he's going to want to just play.
Mm-hmm.
So, make maybe just a little sheet for him, a checklist that says, okay, do 10 bow holds first, and then, 10 goody-goody stops on A and 10 on E, 3 times practice getting the violin up in position, and then play the monkey song. So that's kind of his fun thing at the end.
Yeah.
So it's doesn't just, because that way, if he practices all those setups, then when he plays it, he's going to stay well set up. If he just starts playing it, then you're going to see, a lot of that. Then it becomes corrective teaching, which isn't as much fun as practice where everything's just right.
Yeah.
I don't know why this stuck in my head so much, but I watched a video of a guy that was talking about practicing, like for professionals. He plays with the he's the concertmaster of the Los Angeles Symphony, I think. And he said, when you practice, you should be right at least 95% of the time. And if you're not, then you need to change the parameters, change how what you're practicing, because anytime you're practicing mistakes, you're just digging yourself into a hole. So I thought that was
in the habit of doing those mistakes.
Exactly. So I thought that was kind of a good reminder on that percentage.